Hey guys, so Cerberus have sent me these new Nicol Stone rings and pins. They're absolutely awesome replicas of the actual Nicol Stones, which are slightly different to the Dinnie Stones. The handles, firstly, a tiny bit thinner, and they've got this kind of little weld area which you want to try and make sure it stays away from your hand when you lift them. So essentially, when you've got an event like the Dinnies or the Nicols coming up in a competition, there's a couple of different ways of training it. Sometimes I will go with a hook grip. If it was the Dinnie Stones, I'd always go with a hook grip just because they're so much heavier. The Dinnie Stones are like 144 and 188 kilos. The Nicol Stones, the actual stones, much lighter, around 114 and 137, 38 kilos. However, the actual stones are very awkward. So if I was doing the actual Nicol Stones, I would hook grip once again. If I had these kind of weights on pins, I might decide just to do a normal grip if it was, say, a set distance as opposed to a max distance event, because I find it's less painful on the hands. So there's like two essential ways to hold it. If you come close, Alex, you've got your normal way of holding them firstly. So just like a farmer's walk, you're just going to try and get your hands locked in, fingers wrapped around, and then the thumb locked in on top. And you just, this way I tend to find I have a little bit more wrist control over the implement. However, whereas the hook grip, much nastier, much more painful, but is going to be more effective for a longer distance because you don't have to worry so much about the grip once it's locked in. The way I do it, I'm going to wrap my thumb under, and then what I'm trying to do with these fingers is clamp the thumb nicely down. Now, one thing I find, and you may find this, is that when you initially pick it up, it feels like it slips ever so slightly, then it locks in. So once you get your grip sorted, I try and keep the weld away from the pins and away from my hand. With the pickup, try and have quite a narrow stance and focus on the heavier one to lift. And then what I try and do when I walk is keep the heavy stone attached to my leg. So I'm just trying to keep it against my leg rather than like a farmer's walk where you can kind of walk freely with the legs in the middle. I'm trying to keep the right leg, as my right hand is the stronger hand, against that stone and almost push out slightly to control the stone. So essentially the most important thing is controlling the stones, or the pins in this case, and making sure your grip is right for your level.